All right, good morning, good morning, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. I'm in the building. We are going through the 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John C. Maxwell. We're on law number 3, which is the law of the mirror. The law of the mirror. How you see yourself determines the value that you can actually add to yourself. So every morning when you wake up, what do you say to yourself in the mirror? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Hopefully you see phenomenal. Hopefully you see fantastic. Hopefully you see greatness, because truly you have greatness inside of you. And so this show is to help you bring out that greatness that's inside of you. And today we're on Fan Friday. So we will be opening up the seats for you to join in and share your story about how you see yourself, because that's what we're talking about, your self-image. And this is so key because so many people have a negative self-image of themselves, and their negative beliefs is actually keeping them from reaching their potential. So if you want 10 in your life, then you have to see yourself as a 10. You can't see yourself as a 5 wanting 10, because 5 is your limit, because you've limited yourself by your own beliefs in yourself. And we got our co-host here, Mr. Dotan, in the building. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Evan. Thanks so much for the opportunity to be part of this discussion once again this day. I'm a management consultant, CPA, and a certified coach with the John Maxwell team. Yeah, it's true. How we see ourselves is, in fact, as I was thinking about that, the way we see ourselves sort of like puts the lead on us. So if you see yourself as an equivalent of levels 2, that's the lead that you've put on yourself, and that's what you can really achieve. So I'm glad to be part of this discussion, and welcome to everyone who is joining us as well. We'll really like to look forward to your own story this morning. Thanks.
Fantastic. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to finish up the 10 steps to building your self-image. Then we're going to open up the seats and allow you guys to share your story and share it with us here today. Of course, it's Fan Friday, so the seats are open. It's not a me show, it's a we show. We got to get through these last 3 steps to building your self-image, because there may be some people here who, need to kind of just build up their self-image, see themselves in a positive light, make sure that they're giving off exactly what it is that they want to return. And so we left off yesterday talking about you want to celebrate your small victories. Every time that you make a step, every time that you make progress, you want to celebrate. You want to have a good time, feel good about the things that you are accomplishing, the things that you are doing. Don't overlook the small stuff. Don't overlook the small stuff. Celebrate your small successes. Take yourself out to eat every now and then. Have that drink of wine. You deserve it. You're making progress. You're doing well. Now, you don't want to celebrate your defeats. You want to learn from your defeats, but you want to celebrate your small victories. And so, number 8, you want to embrace a positive vision for your life based on what you value. You want to embrace a positive vision for your life based off what you value. So here's the question, guys. What do you value? And what prompts you to see a positive vision for your life? Now, here's the deal. People will tell you what they value, right? But the reality of what you value is really where you spend your time and where you spend your money. You can have a value up in your head, say, hey, I value this, I value this, I value that. But what I'm asking you today is, where do you spend your time and where do you spend your money? Show me where you spend your time, show me where you spend your money, and I'll tell you what you value. Mr. Dotan.
Yeah, our values when we look at our values, it should help us drive a decision towards our future, where we want to go to in life. So that's why it's essential for us to have positive values that we embrace, because that will in themselves motivate us to drive towards the goal that we are looking to achieve for the future. And so in terms of that, it then becomes the fact that you need to look at, life in such a way that you are saying to yourself, what is it that can provide as value to the world? Because when you have that clear in your mind, then you'll be able to use that to refine your own personal values as well. But again, it's very easy for us to have values that are self-defeating in itself, because we've seen ourselves in such a small light, and then that's what we project into the world. So in terms of us reassessing what our personal values are, again, what I'm saying is that we should see it in such a way that, how do I want to add value to the world? How do I want to add value into the life of other people? That then will motivate us in reassessing our own personal values, which will help us drive decisions that will help us towards where we want to go into the future.
Absolutely, man. So how do you see yourself, man? What do you value? What are some things that you guys value? And by standing on these things, it's going to help you to make even better decisions with your life, right? Because you're going to make decisions based off things that you value, hopefully. Now, what many of us do sometimes is that we don't really take that concept to light when we are making some of the decisions that we're making. And so what we're doing today is we're mixing in a law of intentionality, where we want to go, and we're also mixing in the law of awareness, being aware of what we value, and then we're looking in the mirror and saying, hey, do these things align? Do the things that I say that I value align with how I'm living my life? I think that is a great question to ask. And it was a self thing that I had to do. I had to ask myself, man, are the things that I say that I value, do they align with the way that I'm living my life? Ask yourself, do they match? Do they mirror? Because that is very important, man. You can't say you can't say all this stuff that you value here, but then you're living your life totally opposite to what you say that you value. So it's very important that they match, because then you can walk in harmony with the way that you actually view and do and have and create the life that you want to live. So take a look at some of the things that you value. I see Ryan, he said that he valued his son. So I imagine, obviously, Ryan or Mr. Bowtie Creative, that you spend a lot of time with your son. That's absolutely phenomenal. You've probably spent a lot of money on your son. That's absolutely phenomenal. So what are some things that you guys value? What are some things that you guys value? Absolutely. See, so answer that, ask that, and then you can put that in the comments below. What are some things that you guys value? Now, step number 9 is we want to practice the one-word strategy. Practice the one-word strategy. So here's what I want you to do. If you could put only one word to describe yourself today, what would it be? If you could pick one word to describe yourself today, what would it be? So in the comments below, I want you to tell us the one word that would describe who you are or what you value. Describe yourself. In the comment below, one word that describes yourself, what would it be? Type that in the comments below. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming from Mr. Pat Phenomenal. Mr. Pat said he's phenomenal. You guys can join the seat. The seats are open if you want to join. Integrity, ambitious. Yes, I'm ambitious as well. Vader's ambitious. And then I want to ask you guys this: as you guys are putting down your one word that would describe yourself, has this word changed? Right? Maybe this week, you might have said something different on Monday, but now on Friday, you're saying, you know what? I am phenomenal. You know what? I am ambitious. You know what? I am awesome. And you know my word, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. What's your one word that describes who you are? And what would it be? What's that one word? Focus. Raquel says she focused. Raquel, you jumping in the seat? You giving us some airtime today? You said that sensible, and Sense said that integrity. So Patrick, tell us about your word, man. I know you want to tell us a little bit about this word, phenomenal.
Actually, I want to give you my backup word.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. The best laid plans sometimes fall apart. And I learned that I'm not allowed to be frustrated when things don't go according to plan.
Okay.
But I can be fascinated by how people do things sometimes.
Fascinated, huh? That's the word?
Sometimes life is just fascinating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Incredible. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Naylin 2009, incredible. Man, you living an incredible life, man. So imagine if every day you woke up, you said, today is incredible. I am incredible. I'm living the incredible life. Imagine if every day you said, today I'm focused. I'm living a focused life. Imagine if you said that today I'm going to be ambitious. I'm living the ambitious life. Today I'm phenomenal and I'm living the phenomenal life. Mr. Dotan, what's your one word?
My one word is I'm unstoppable.
Unstoppable. A man with a plan is unstoppable. Mr. Beatles, waiting on you, brother. What's your word? What's the word that describes you, man? So I'm unstoppable, and today I'm living the unstoppable life. Miss Lauren Miss Lauren just joined us. Miss Lauren, we're asking you what's your one word that describes you, and the one word that describes you, what would it be? So I need your one word that describes you. So Raquel, you said that you're focused. Tell us about your one word, because you seem so focused that you're looking around your room and drinking your coffee. So tell us about this focus word.
Okay, I am focused, although I'm looking around my room because my board that I have in my room says stay focused. I wrote that on my board in 2016. I'm also looking around my room because I'm taking notes.
All right.
I made a decision early this year to just eliminate negative people, and I did it hard and I did it fast. The people who were negative really didn't even see it coming. What I did was I considered myself Saturn, and I started placing people on my rings accordingly. So one of those people, unfortunately, maybe she's listening, is my sister. I had to put her on ring 8 because she was, I'm not going to kick her off my planet because she could actually be a satellite orbiting around if I chose to. So I put her on ring 8. So one of the things that I've really been working with this year is just getting rid of negative energy, negative people, because negative people have a tendency to just kind of drain you. But I'm looking at some notes. I have 2 friends that I place them on rings 4 or 5. And it's what I feed them. Some people come to me because I'm a light source. A lot of people are attracted to my energy. So I'm like a nurturer. So I like to give, and people, they need that. So what I started to realize is when I talk to them and they're like, well, how was your day? But they're asking in a negative way. It's because it's what I'm feeding them. I'm feeding them the bad parts of my day. I'm not giving them good energy, and I'm not feeding them in the way that when I call them, if they're going to support me, they're not supporting me on a positive level. I'm basically dumping all my toxins on them. So they give me those toxins back. So with these 2 friends this week, I'm going to try to just kind of feed them positive energy just to see if it's me and they're just reflecting on me because it's a relationship, or if it's actually them and they're just like living in the muckety mug. So yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm talking about. So look at this. She has her own planet, Saturn, and she has all of these rings going around her. And then she has determined, okay, which people need to be in the inner circle, need to be in this inner ring, need to be, close to the knit. I can just reach out and touch them. And who are some people I need to put on the further out stretches of the ring, right? So I don't want to give them all of my energy. They can still get some of it, and they can watch me from afar. I can love you from a distance, but we got to keep moving because my planet is orbiting in the galaxy, and you guys can be a part of it. But sometimes we just got to love you from a distance. So she's determined, some of the positive people in her life and some of the negative people that in her life. And hopefully what she's doing is she's saying, hey, all of the positive people, all the people that are going somewhere, all the people that are traveling, all the people that got some jet fuel, you guys are in the inner circle. All you guys that are waiting anchors and trying to keep this planet from moving, hey, we got to put you on the outer circle, man. And that is a great thing, I think, for us to do. She's done something wonderful in her life, and she's sharing it with us. And I think that's something that we might want to incorporate. With your Saturn, with your planet, who's on the inner ring, who's on the outer ring. You need to know that because it's the people. And here's what I say: you want to spend major time on major things. And I mean, I'm gonna rephrase that and say you want to spend major time with major people. There are some people in your life that are minor people. In other words, the negative people, the people that you don't want to give a whole bunch of your time and energy to because they're just negative. But spend the majority of your time with the people that's going to help you build. You can still spend time with those people, right? Because they can feed off of your energy, but don't give major time to minor people. I think that's where we mess up. Don't give major time to minor things. That's where we start to lose some of our zest for life. That's where we start to lose some of the energy that we have because we're giving it out. And guess what? It's not coming back to us. Give out of your abundance, but don't give out of your core. Let me repeat that again. Give out of your abundance, but don't give out of your core. All right, Pat. Hey, I know that you're here, man. We want to open up this seat for Ryan to come in. You got a few words for the peeps?
Well, to give out of your abundance, you have to have abundance. So be abundantful today.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Bowtie Creative, man, here's your opportunity to come in. You got to tell us a little bit about this thing you got going on. I see you change. I see you got the picture with the bow tie and all that. So hopefully you got a bow tie on when I see you. Nope, you don't have a bow tie on. You supposed to.
No, not today.
This whole 15 minutes, you supposed to be going to get your bow tie, brother.
No, it's 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm super tired. but I think I have a bow tie. I have my bow tie here. I wear wooden bow ties. I get them from I live in Canada, and I get them made in Oklahoma, so it makes me stand out, right? And you don't have to change the bow ties because the bow tie matches the hue of my skin. So,
Cool. Well, thanks so much for joining, man. So, what was your one word?
Determined.
Determined.
Yeah.
So, tell us about this word. Why does it define you so much?
Well, I mean, it's defined me for quite some time because I had a rough childhood, and I grew up my mom was a single mom. The typical stories. She had kids, and there was no dad around, and I saw a lot of the kids. They had so much. The kids around me had wealth, and they had wealth in life, and they had great family structures, quality of lives from what I could see. And so I've been determined for many years to be successful and to achieve my dreams. So yeah.
So tell us about when you say you said that you're determined to be successful and achieve your dreams. Define success for you.
Well,
and tell us what your dreams are. What dreams you're chasing right now?
I mean, success for me is it's just a place where I can find happiness, and I'm always reaching. There's a lot of bucket lists and goals that I've set for myself over the years, and I've achieved them. And then when I achieve them, I'm no longer happy. So I continuously add more.
Yeah, add more, set the bar higher, right?
The biggest accomplishment that I did so far was I tracked down in December of last year for my birthday. I tracked down my biological father that I've never met before, and I went to visit him in Guyana, and didn't know anyone from Adam. I just went down there. I had brothers and sisters. Everyone looked like me, and that was like the biggest bucket list. So I guess my next bucket list is to go to law school and to become a lawyer. That is my next step. For success, if we're talking about success. So yes, I'm determined. I'm up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I'm determined.
Early bird gets the worm, man. That is awesome, man. Wow, that is inspiring, guys. This is what this show is about, man. This guy tracked down his biological father, went to Ghana to meet someone he never met, and then he found brothers and sisters that look just like him, and he was able to hopefully reconnect your family, man. So tell us a little bit about this. All right, so I had to ask a question because this ain't making no sense to me. But hey, it don't have to make sense to me as long as it makes sense to you. So tell us about Bowtie Creative and how in the world you got the name, but it ain't got nothing to do with Bowtie.
Well, there was one day I was working at the time. I was a manager of a district manager of a telecommunications company, and I was just tired of my job. And I come every day, because again, when you grow up in areas in poorer neighborhoods, you want to wear a suit because it makes you feel good and makes you feel successful. And that's the first thing I did when I started working. Every day, I would go to church in a suit. I'd go home in a suit, go to grandma's house in a suit, because that's what I thought success meant at the time, right? And I had a tie, and one day I saw a bow tie, and I put it on, and people are like, "Wow, nice bow tie." So
I get that all the time.
I picked up on that because no other brother at the time was wearing bow ties, so I decided to adopt that as my signature look. And when I started this company, the thing about a bow tie is that bow ties are like real bow ties, not the clip-ons, are really hard to tie. There's a craft, there's an art. Yeah. My business, I provide solution-based services to small business owners. So I kind of attribute my process as tying a tie. Every client that I deal with is unique. I don't use templated solutions. I listen to what they're looking for, and I adapt my services to them, so they get a very unique service. Now, the difference between my company and any other, like, because I do web development as well, and I provide different tools. I give enterprise level service to small business owners, because small business owners feel like they don't feel like they're important. If they go to a big firm, the firm is like, hey, I can't deal with you because you have because you don't want to pay my $10,000 retainer. I don't have a retainer. I just give them that enterprise level service, and they'll pay me well enough so that they can feel important. If they call, like, I'm up at 5 a.m. If they want to call me, they can call me 24 hours and they get that service. So that's what the bow tie represents.
All right, so here's the deal, Ryan. Anybody that's listening to Ryan, make sure that you follow him, keep up with him. We got a lot of small business owners in our network. What I need, Ryan, I need that story that you just shared somewhere in your bio or something on your website. I don't know if it's there or not, but that would be great to bring the connection, right? Because that's the story. That is the sizzle on the steak right there that can help you even take your business to another level. Yeah,
can I add that, yesterday I celebrated 14 years of being in business for myself. I changed the name from Simba Graphics and Distributing because when I was 17, I did a poster for an ex-Dallas Cowboy football player. And I was doing graphic design on the side and kind of built this business over 14 years. So yesterday I was LinkedIn reminded me that I've been in business for myself for 14 years. And Simba Graphics, the name itself represented that I had a heart of a lion. Again, I'm determined. I want to be a king.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. Anyway, I've talked too much, but that I'm just explaining. That's how it all ties in, because it's about my personal journey and the fact I don't have a formal education. And yet people, I deal with some celebrities and whatnot. People seem to trust me to help them with their business. So, it's definitely a blessing.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna have to definitely hear some more of your story, man. So here's the deal, guys. That was we're talking about that one word, right? But then we got one more principle we got to talk about, and that is taking responsibility for your life. And we just heard from Ryan, Mr. Bowtie Creative, Mr. Simba, Mr. Heart of a Lion, Mr. I'm Determined. He took control of his life, man. 14 years ago, he made a decision that he was going to take control or take responsibility for his life. And I think this last step is very critical, man, because your life is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. Where do you want to go? Which direction do you want to feed? How are you feeling right now? And if you're not feeling great where you are, then guess what? You can change where you're going. Let me say that again. If you don't feel great where you are, then the good news is that you can change where you're going. Mr. Dotan.
Yeah, what a great story that Ryan has shared. Very inspiring. If you don't like where you are, you have every opportunity to change where you want to go. Because, again, it's all about how we see ourselves, and how we see ourselves is what we're projecting to the world. And, again, that starts with, I think, being able to assess our own personal values. Reassessing your personal values, as I said earlier on, has to do with the fact that you want to ask yourself what value in other people's lives. So Ryan has shared his story about how he approaches each of his clients in a unique way. That's being intentional about delivering value. And so what that means is that when we become intentional in how we want to make a difference in other people's lives, it helps us to assess our own personal values. And then we're able to immediately see where the disconnect is. Because sometimes what we define as success in itself may not be success in terms of it benefiting other people. It's just about our own ego. It's just about our own self-image. But I think true success is about the fact that you develop yourself for one purpose, to make a difference.
Absolutely. I don't know if you're done. You are freezing up a little bit, Mr. Dotan.
And how you can quickly make that changes again, asking yourself the question, how can that people's lives?
Fantastic. Miss Raquel, taking responsibility for your life, man. What do you got to say about that?
Am I still freezing up?
Yeah, you're freezing. Yeah, you're freezing up. Yeah, you're freezing up.
Taking responsibility for your life.
Yeah.
You're born, you come into this world alone. You leave this world alone. And no one is in your shoes and feeling the experiences that you have. So no one can tell you what to do, where to go, and how to get things done. So you have to take responsibility for your life. I can attest to that myself, because what I've found that I've been doing most of my life is waiting. I've been waiting for someone to give me this. I've been waiting for this thing to happen. I've been waiting for someone to tell me that it's okay. I've been waiting for someone to co-sign and tell me that I'm doing the right thing. But all the while, everywhere I go, I've been great. I mean, I've been told often that when I walk into a room, I light it up, and I'm not even trying. I'm just walking into a room, and immediately people want to know who I am, and I could just be coming into that room just to get a glass of water, and I walk in there, and people, they gravitate towards me. But I've been the last person. Oh, I just got something. I've been the last person to kind of to recognize that. So this whole series being called The Mirror, like today was the first time I turned it on, and I'm running around, I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm listening to it in the background, and it hit me like mirror. This is mirror. It's about looking at yourself, telling yourself these awesome things. I've been kind of listening to the content, but not paying attention to the context. Sorry, Evan. But it hit me today about the whole mirror thing. It's about who you see in the mirror. So taking responsibility for yourself. I mean, take the time in the morning to look yourself in the eye. Some people will look in the mirror and they're looking at their hair and they're, getting their face in check, but they're not really looking at themselves. Like, you have to look yourselves in the eye and tell yourself a positive affirmation, like in your eyes, and tell yourself something. So taking responsibility for yourself, it goes back to, my whole Facebook Live that I started doing this last month is owning your greatness. Like, you have to tell yourself you're great. You have to believe that you're great, and then, or simultaneously, you have to own it. Because if you don't own it, it could take you 40 plus years to kind of figure out how to get it together, and then you can suffer from like regret and why didn't I do this, and I wish I had done that, and look, she's got that, I don't have this. But if you have like a team around you that can encourage you, because like that's one of the things I've learned too, is that you can't do it by yourself. I have a habit of when things are going wrong, I will shut everybody out. And then I will just try to focus on trying to do it by myself. And in the meantime, I'll have these silent taps at my door, people wanting to help me out. So basically, that's everything. But I want to add another thing. Since I've been listening to you three guys, I get this feeling like almost, it's kind of like when I go to church and you read the Bible sometimes, and it might be something that I've never heard, but you're like, oh, because you feel like you've heard it before, even though it hasn't been spoken out loud. When you guys speak, I'm like, oh my God, it's more of an affirmation, especially Mr. Nothing against you other two guys, but something about Mr. Gotan, if I'm pronouncing his name right. When he speaks, it's like I've heard him before, but I don't know this man from Adam. So that's why I'm drawn to this show. Like when I wake up late, I'm like, I missed it. But I think this is a great thing that you guys are doing, and I love that you are sharing your gifts with the rest of the world. So thank you. Thank
you, Ms. Raquel, sharing that positivity. Mr. Beatles, I know you got some things to say.
What's going on with the people? Oh man, it feels good. It feels good, man. With 1 minute left on the clock, I'm glad that I'm able to get in and share something, man. But life is about taking responsibility, and that is the magic of life. And I think we make the assumption in life that we don't have the responsibility, and we put it on somebody else, and we we take a look at our failures in life, and we take a look at whatever our station is in life, and we blame it on somebody else. We give somebody else the credit for where we are in life, as opposed to really understanding that all that we've done is brought us up to this point. And the reason why we are successful, or the reason why we failed, is solely on us, which is a great understanding to have, because you also then understand that, man, if I want to change my station in life, if I want to do more, be more, have more, the first thing that I need to do is take authority, believe in my own power, understand that I can be anything that I possibly want to be if I find the resources, get with a good group like this one right here, and then do just a little bit every single day, and life will change for me. And I'm seeing that for myself, man. Like the show that we created is such a blessing for me. You know, it's personal development 101 for me, because this group holds me accountable. Like Raquel was saying, when I'm late to the show, or I can't make the show, I'm like, no, you know. It's just one of those things that I've become addicted to, man. This is like my morning coffee, and I love it, and I'm right, and just truly blessed to be in the presence of greatness, man. So shout out to y'all for getting up every morning, or replaying the show, and making the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy show what it is.
Hey, so here's the deal, guys. Thanks so much, Mr. Beatles. For everyone that may have just joined, your task today was to actually find one word that describes you. What would that one word be? So everybody that picked the word, here's what I want you to do in the comments below. So for you, Ryan, you said you're determined. So in the comments below, write, I am determined and I live a determined life. So whatever your word was, that's what you're going to put in the comments below. I am ambitious and I live an ambitious life. So whatever that word is that you selected for you that describes you, your statement, I am such and I live such life. Right? I am supercalifragilistic and I live a supercalifragilistic life. I'm gonna have to type. It's gonna take me a little while to type that, because I gotta remember.
You're gonna be gone. The show's gonna be over.
Hey, so Ryan, man, you got any last words for the peeps, man?
Yeah, I was gonna just add, just based off of the energy, that we all have a divine. You know, like there's every living thing on the earth has a divine will, and man and woman are the only species that tend to second guess themselves and not realize that they were born with innate qualities, and all they have to do is to tap into that, what is within you, and be what you are. Because a tree, when a tree is a tree is a tree, it will stand there. It does its purpose. It doesn't say, well, maybe I should move to the next patch of grass. No, it stays there and it grows despite any condition. You know, spiritually, God unites and the devil divides. So if God unites, then, and I know my divine will and I know my divine purpose, then I'm going to unite with mankind and find a way for me to integrate my services with mankind. And in that way, there's no ego. And ego comes in when we're trying to be someone that we're not. So, you know, right. I honestly, like, I like to play chess, and there's a lot of people that want to be the queen on the chessboard, and it's not a gender thing. They just want to have more moves. They want to be able to navigate that board. But I see those checkers on the chessboard as time, right? And because I feel that time does not exist, then why am I taking all those leaps and bounds? Why not inspire all the chess pieces on the board and just move one step at a time? Why not I be the king and be able to inspire my team to help me grow our dream together rather than me trying to fulfill my own dream? So
Hey, buddy.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ryan is tapping on some stuff.
So, it's this understanding,
right
just
now.
what the sister was, Raquel, just playing off of what she's saying. It's like we understand what our true purpose and our divine will, and we'll understand how we fit into societies. Lions don't question what they do. Lions are lions. We just need to be who God instructed us to be.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Ryan, man. Definitely make sure you're back on the show. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Miss Raquel, any last words for the peeps?
No. Just everybody just have a fantastic day. I love being, listening to the show as the sun is coming up in the background, because one of my big things that I always like to say is when you wake up and the sun is on, you have every opportunity to achieve, everything. You can reset yourself all the time. You don't have to wait for a New Year's resolution. You don't have to wait for Monday. You don't have to wait for the beginning of the week. You can reset yourself every single hour. As a matter of fact, you can just begin anywhere.
Begin.
Absolutely, man. Mr. Beatles, man, his last words for the peeps. Sign us out.
Oh man, it is. It's a fantastic Friday, and we're gonna leave on what Raquel said, man. Begin anywhere. I don't care where you are, what your station is in life. Find something amazing to do today. Find something incredible to do. Just be great on purpose. Be thankful on purpose. Smile on purpose today, man. Just feel good, because just life is worth living, and it's waiting on you to respond. So go out there and be wealthy, be healthy, be happy, and be back 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday morning for a little more of this show. We are out.